What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Headspace podcast. I am your host, Chris Chrome, and today we are going to be reviewing the new album from Tee Grizzley called The Smartest. Again, this is the project from Tee Grizzley, the new project called The Smartest. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. I know my last review was a little bit kind of not normal. I guess I just completely went in on that project, not giving it enough credit, so I do apologize. I will publicly say that I do apologize to Demrick if I butchered his lyrics or if I did anything that wasn't really appropriate for the album. I may have been not as open-minded as I should have been, and I do take that in consideration when reviewing these projects, that sometimes I just don't I don't know, sometimes I'm just very close-minded on some projects, which is not really a good thing as a reviewer, so I will take that into consideration and make sure that I do better with that, so thank you for your criticism as well. There was no hate intended, it's all out of love, honestly, like, as somebody who likes to be, who's maybe looked at as a fan, or part of the culture, and wants to be part of it, and wants to make music, and also wants to be, just kind of out there and have a voice, I guess. I should have came across and approached that album a little bit better. So just wanted to get that out there. I did see the tweet. I did see the comment. Just thought I should address it. Don't really have much to say else. Just want to stay on peaceful, positive notes, especially in times like this. And we'll move on from that. With that, though, again, this is the Tee Grizzley review of the album The Smartest. And a little bit of reason why I picked this project is because I do have some friends who've been listening to Tee Grizzley for a while. I have heard of his name. I know that I think his manager or his aunt, I'm pretty sure it's his manager, but I think the manager is his aunt, has passed away in terms of gun violence. So I have heard his name very recently, and he's somebody I've always wanted to check out, just never really... I don't know, I never really had, I want to say time or really had the interest to, but doing these reviews do give me that, I guess, sometimes forces my hand to find somebody that I really kind of, I guess, I'm interested in. I did see other projects that were out. I don't think I'm fit and qualified to review the Tiana Taylor album, just to be fair. I listened to some of the music. It is great. It is amazing. She's an amazing artist, but I am nowhere near fit to review any of that music. Maybe I'm not even fit to review some of this music, but I feel like maybe I'll understand a lot of this better and just have a more fun time reviewing it. Now, apologize. Now, moving on to the project, Tee Grizzley dropped his new album, The Smartest, and this project has 17 tracks, so I will be doing 2 parts. I do have a lot of work to get done and a lot of other things to take care of, so this is part 1. Part 2 will be coming very soon, hopefully, and you'll be able to check out that. My final grade review will be sent at the end of the video. At the end of the video, we'll be talking about the Patreons. Speaking about that, I do want to say thank you to Lindell Williams, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, Ismail Gadamsi, DJ Black Hurricane, Scribble, and Carl J. Greatly appreciate everything you guys do for us in terms of just following us, being part of the community. We really do greatly appreciate it. And moving forward with that, just to give you guys some context on where I know Tee Grizzley from and kind of just why I guess I did this album is just, I don't know him. I know he's from Detroit. I know about the incident that happened in terms of, I guess, that shooting, that gun violence. Rest in peace, of course. My condolences to Tee Grizzley for losing a loved one. But I don't actually know exactly who he is. I just know that he has a lot of hype around him, and he's somebody that I've been... Just every time I hear his name, I just kind of want to, just get to know him a little more. Also, my best friend also listens to a couple tracks from him that I've really been bumping with him recently, especially during quarantine, just because he likes, different music than I do. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this guy a chance and let's see what we can do. So I decided to go with this project, and I'm not going to lie, for the first half already from the 8 tracks that I'm going to be reviewing, this is a really great project. I really do like it. I'm going to start off by saying that I don't have... There's obviously some ups and downs, of course. There's obviously, things that I look at and things that I feel with the project, but of course, just the overall presentation from this, it is really great. I like the way Tee Grizzley really just kind of, something that I've noticed from him is that he just kind of raps. He doesn't really care about much. He just enjoys the music and the flow of just being in that vibe, and that's something that I really did appreciate a lot from listening to this project. And of course, it's just the first 8 tracks. To move on to, I guess, the album cover, I really, really like the album cover because of the fact that it takes there's so many things here that really kind of, I guess, express who Tee Grizzley is. I also looked up his age. He was born in 94, so he's technically 25 years old. He's basically my age because I'm 26. For me, I was like, I want to kind of see, I guess, what somebody my age who's living through this, who kind of comes from these areas, and what he has to say about like what's happening and what's going on. So that was part of my interest in wanting to do the album as well. What I did notice is that the character behind Tee Grizzley actually looks like a black version of the character One from Codename Kids Next Door. It's a show that I watched growing up as a kid. The actual original character is white with a bald head. This character here is the one right behind Tee Grizzley. That would be the guy in the mid. That would be the guy in the front of the class writing, writing down notes or writing lyrics in class. But it's cool because that kind of seems to be like a show that really stuck with a lot of kids, a lot of people. I also noticed that like another kind of cartoon looking show was The Girl in the Back of that one. It kind of has the cartoon design from Totally Spies, which is another show that I used to watch. It was supposed to be a cartoon show for girls, I guess, but I don't know. It was just cool to see like the cartoon version of what would be Charlie's Angels, essentially. So that was actually pretty dope that I got to see that in the album cover as well. Now, also going forward, you also have in the back, it kind of looks like the Boondocks type of drawing. So there's like different types of artistic creativity in this album cover, which I did really appreciate so much. On the backgrounds, you've got silence supports violence. You've got Black Lives Matter, so he's also going to be speaking of, I kind of get the sense he's going to be speaking of what's going on right now. I guess there's going to be some drug talk since there's lean, there's somebody passed out. Like, there's a lot to get from this photo, and I think this does speak volumes, just the way the coloring, and if you know, you know. Like, if you don't know who the characters are, you won't understand, I guess, who Tee Grizzley is. Some of these characters may have like been references in the project, may also be influences on who he is and kind of how he moves or whatnot. So, because I say that because I know the Boondocks does play a big role in like hip hop and also I guess the culture and in terms of being I guess black entertainment or whatnot. Again, I don't know much about that. I've watched the Boondocks from time to time. It's a great show actually, but I don't know the actual impact of what the show is about, but it's pretty great. At the end of the day, like, it's still great, and I think that like overall this whole album cover does say a lot about what we're gonna get from Tee Grizzley. Now, when we move on to the album title, The Smartest, it's pretty interesting because just for me, somebody who grew up, I guess would say with Tee Grizzley, just in terms of the ages, right? Not saying that we were like friends or anything or actually know him because we're not. He's from Detroit. I'm from Montreal, Quebec. So, yeah. But the idea is, I feel like there's going to be a lot of wisdom and pull, and he's like the smartest out of the group, his generation, or he's going to really be showing you kind of like what he sees in his point of view. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of knowledge that's coming from this project, as well as just his knowledge and his ideas that he wants to bring to the table, and I thought that was really powerful. I like how there's no, like, I didn't see the title on the album cover. It's just the album cover. Kind of like the smartest out of the bunch. It seems to be him as he's taking notes, signifying everyone else seems to be kind of like, you know, really falling asleep or not really paying attention or kind of dozing off. So it's like it's really interesting what he's trying to signify. He's trying to, I guess, pull away from the commonality, the what I guess the norm of how people act or whatnot. He's trying to be different. He's trying to show that he's different. So that was something that was really cool. Yeah, that's really pretty much what I got from the album cover and the album title. We're just gonna move right into the first track. So the first track is called "The Smartest Intro." So the first track coming off on this project is actually really cool. How he starts off with the title track, "The Smartest Intro," and kind of introduces the whole project like this. Now, what we get from this whole overall, what I kind of took away from this track is that there is this idea of like foreshadowing kind of what the whole project's going to be about. He's talking about, you know, his past things. He's talking about his family life. He's talking about kind of just how like life in the streets was. Kind of just talks about certain things that he kind of does, and it's really, really actually super cool. What stood out to me first off was how Tee Grizzley presents his raps. I am not comparing any rapper to any rapper. I want to make that 100% clear. But I do also want to say that I kind of find that Tee Grizzley also has a very similar style to the way that like SOB RBE kind of raps. Like this just very hype, party, energetic type of just talking, coming at it rap. Now again, I don't want to compare anybody. They're completely different artists. SOB RBE kind of for me feels more like banger club music, but also has got like a street vibe. Tee Grizzley is really coming off as this more of like straight, like real gangster, understanding the streets, like moves in a very boss-like way, doesn't really kind of like minds his own business, and this is a lot what we get from this. Now the intro starts off going, "I ain't giving nobody no passes, I ain't giving nobody none, I ain't giving nobody one." And I like how he's not giving anybody passes, how he's not like letting up on anybody and really just kind of being like everybody's gonna guess something, like everybody needs to know right now, kind of especially like everybody's getting hit in a sense, and I really like that. Then we start off with the post-chorus, how he goes, "Used to carry bottles to the store, praying nobody see me. How these bitches disappeared, they up there with Houdini. Now one of my trucks a Bentley and the other a Lamborghini, driving to the same store, praying at somebody see me. They asked me if my fans abandoned me, what would they kill me? My own family abandoned me, so you tell me." And right away I'm thinking like, yo, this man understands betrayal. Tee Grizzley understands pain. Like, we start off by understanding, like, as a kid or maybe younger age, when he was going to the store, he had to like get bottles, probably for recycling, to make some change or whatnot, and he kind of felt just anxious about it, scared about it. He didn't want people to know he was doing that. But then, like, you know, obviously the bitches disappeared. People didn't want to talk to him, didn't want to fuck with him no more. And he's all like, yo, nobody wants to be around. Women don't want to talk to me. But now that he's got a Bentley and a Lamborghini and he's making money, he's hoping he can flaunt it. And I feel like there's this self-contradiction kind of happening inside. And that was super, super cool. I did appreciate that. I like how he addresses kind of like the fans of like, if the fans left him or like abandoned him, would it kill him? And he's like, nah, like you let me know what you think if I tell you my family abandoned me. And that's something that really kind of stood out. Like, he's really just kind of stood up for his own. He's got this kind of like lone wolf mentality, which is pretty cool. We kind of move into the chorus. Got a big family, but that's cold family. Got a new family, still love my old family. I know how it feel to know I had no family. I wish I could bring back my dead and gone family. Run that bag up. Now I'm on home management. Metal on me. Don't have me around no magnets. Hey, so I like how he's addressing. I like how he's using the word family, saying, kind of taking out who's who and just saying like everybody's family. If you act a certain way, if you kind of respect that loyalty, if you kind of respect that way of moving. And I did appreciate that. That's what I got there, because I like when he said, got new family, still love my old family. Kind of like it doesn't matter where we are in life, as long as I know you got me, we are still family. We're still together. I like the idea of metal on me. Don't have me around no magnets. I like how he's saying the metal, which would be the gun, I would assume, and the magnets would be the people who are, I guess, attracting the bullets because they're starting shit or whatnot, which was pretty interesting. Then we get into verse 1. Verse 1 goes, big bag in his bitch. Now where the hoes at? That's fucking. I got everything. So when I hit the mall, I don't see nothing. Wait outside that homie mama house since he think he the toughest. I got 2 of the same watches, both them bitches 100. So yeah, it's kind of lavish and it's kind of really stunting, but you're kind of getting this idea of like, yo, this guy really like worked for what he's got. This guy's really, just the way that he kind of has this like speed talk, he's not really rapping. It's more like, big bag in this bitch. Now where the hoes at? That's fucking. I got everything. So when I hit the mall, I don't see nothing. Wait outside that homie mama house. See, since he think he the toughest, I got the 2. Like, just the way he raps is, it really gives off this nice, kind of like he just doesn't give a fuck attitude, and it's so dope. I got anger problems, so I can't kill you with kindness. I like that, how he addresses he's got some issues, and he's also like, yo, it's hard for me to be kind, especially when I have anger issues. Kill you with the chopsticks or kill you with this 9, bitch. Granny used to try to have me on some get a job shit. I ain't got no job, bitch. That's nonsense. I'm robbing. So I like how like he understands that there's people in his life who have like looked over him and tried to get him this, but he's also kind of done certain shit. Couldn't sell dope. They had the plug and they was hogging it. Knew I would get rich when I was young. That was me calling it. Ain't nobody help, but they all want to be a part of it. This 40 that I got'll cut your head off like Spartacus. I like that idea. I like how he's kind of representing this. He's kind of playing bars on the whole 300 Roman thing, which was, or the Spartans actually, my bad. That's actually pretty cool. And the verse does follow through really nicely, and it's still got like these really heavy, violent bars. Outside the op party with the tech slamming, couldn't keep shooting cause these bitch kept jamming. Lil homie, you a bitch like my ex companion. Walking anywhere, and I'ma stand on shit. So it's like you really get this idea that he's bossing out, and this is what he's doing, and he's kind of like taking over. And I feel like we're gonna get a lot of this through the album, but it's also in a way where he's like kind of depicting this is kind of what he had to struggle through as well. When we get the chorus, I got big family, but that's cold family. New family, but I still love my old family. And I know how it feels to know how I had no family. I wish I could bring back my dead and gone family. So that's still dope. Verse 2 is a little shorter, but I like how he goes, who the fuck these homies talking to? That's why you can't let these homies get too comfortable. They treat you like a worker. Show them the boss in you. They act like they ain't scared of you going off a few. I like how he's addressing just like, people don't treat you the way you deserve to be treated, especially when you're making certain moves, especially when you're doing certain things, when you're really putting in that work, or when you're really trying to accomplish things. People should address you and treat you the way that you, I guess, trying to present. But I guess that also does speak to like this idea of presentation, right? They act like they ain't scared of you, going off a few. I'd rather be loyal because you scared of me, not loyal because you love me. You could love me and steal from me. My uncle stole an ounce. I left a birdie there. Same night they had to take his ass to urgent care. So he's kind of saying like, loyalty isn't just because we are blood family or we're anything like that. He really prides himself on the idea of like morals and values, and don't steal and don't rob. Like he says, he left an ounce there. I think a birdie would have been an ounce of coke. And you know, he had to kind of just turn around, and like his uncle stole it, so he had to kind of deal with business. And I guess he put his uncle in the urgent care. But it's this idea of like real street mentality and really not backing down to anybody that I did appreciate from Tee Grizzley, and I thought that was super, super cool. And we're gonna get a lot of this through the project, and I thought that was amazing. And just the way that like it really does show, like, knowing he's my age and knowing that like we probably, not that we live the same life, and that's not what I'm trying to say, but we have like, we've seen the same shows, we've probably been through the same like educational changing, like when they changed the curriculum and shit like that. I'm not saying school reforms. I'm not saying he went to a better school or I did. Nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, there's probably a lot of similarities just growing up as a millennial that we can relate to. And it's like, fuck, dude, like, you live such a different life compared to what I've been through. And it's like you're just right next door. And I'm getting so much from this first track. Like, it's crazy. I did leave this track with a 4.2 on 5. I thought it was actually really, really great. Yeah, the next song is called I Apologize. This song, track 2, already a banger. It is so crazy the way that he comes in with this self-acknowledgement and this just being super humble, like super, super humble about who he is and what he's been through. Essentially, the song is him apologizing for becoming rich and changing his attitude, changing the way that he may have looked at things. Once he started getting money, things may have not been the same. And it's like the idea that he comes from such a grimy place, you know, had to come from such grimy environment. It's like I could understand, you know, from listening to many rappers and listening to many people talk about his. It's like I could see how you could get shit changed in your life when money comes, and probably if you come from a impoverished life, you know, you wanna kind of live and get lavish stuff and live in that world. But I feel like Tee Grizzley is kind of like, yo, I came up from like core values. I come up from like the dirt, the deep end, the darkness, and it's like I shouldn't be acting the way now if I've been rapping like this for so long. It's just super great. Like even the beat change and the tone change and just everything that he did with this was so different that I was like, yo, the diversity already is super cool. Like as a first listen, as an introduction to this artist, I was so intrigued. So the intro, you got Tee Grizzley and Ty Dolla $ign. I know that joke is so old. Hit Boy had to make. It's produced by Hit Boy. Had to take my jewelry off for this shit, man. Had to take my money out of my pocket and everything before I even started rapping, just so I get that feeling again. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Back to the grind, that hunger. Not like everybody else is that rich. Not like everybody else that's rich. And it's like that right there, getting back into that mentality, understanding like the core roots of where he comes from, that hunger that brought him to where he is, was absolutely insane. Like you can see he's getting into that mentality because he knows that he's probably changed or he's become a different person, and he has to go back to that to feed, I guess, himself and the lyrics to the fans. It's crazy. The verse comes in, and this is pretty much one full verse with just little like hype man sounds from Ty Dolla $ign, which is pretty cool. But this verse is actually pretty solid, right? So the verse comes in, Tee Grizzley goes, "The last shit I dropped was some industry song I thought was gonna be lit. Now I know if I kept doing that, it ain't gonna be shit. I can't make that shit y'all hear from Drake and them. The people that relate to me don't relate to Taylor Swift. So I apologize." Right there. I like how he's not really taking shots at Drake or Taylor Swift. Let's just be clear. He is addressing that he can't do what they do. He's not like that. That's not his life. And he can't make hits. And the fact that he started off already coming out the industry, kind of being like, yo, I tried to do what you wanted me to do and it just didn't work, is something that was like, yo, that's a lot of what a lot of rappers have been saying. Like, yo, the industry may make music, but it's not music that really fulfills the artist, is kind of what I'm getting from here, and that's super, super dope, right? So the last shit I dropped was some industry songs I thought it was going to be lit. Now I know if I keep doing that, it ain't going to be shit. And that could just be like from himself, like he feels like it won't be shit, which was super crazy. From coming to the studio and seeing dollar signs instead of being real with y'all, like how I'm traumatized, trying to be that honest, trying to have that relatability and not just be like, oh, I'm super rich. That shit happened to JB, hit me so hard and made my mama cry. Speak of my mama, yeah, she still got a lot of time. Lost my great granny, we knew she was lost out of time. I ain't cut them homies off for nothing, they was out of line. Homie rappers to the feds have them singing like Ty Dolla $ign. I ain't no rapper, I'm an artist. Ain't ain't in and out of jail, so I gotta be the smartest. So let's be clear. First, he's also not talking shit about Ty Dolla $ign. Clearly, he's really just making that reference, like Ty Dolla $ign can actually sing, and that rappers nowadays or people nowadays act like they're so tough, but then when the feds get involved, they really start snitching, and he's like super street that he won't even snitch, and he'll do the time. He has to move the smartest, which is what he's addressing here. I ain't no rapper. I'm an artist and ain't in and out of jail, so I gotta be the smartest. So it's like he's addressing that because he's not moving like these ways, or he's not in and out of jail, that he has to move a certain way to stay out and survive and keep moving forward, which was pretty dope. The verse itself is super kind of heavy. Like, you gotta listen to it a couple times to kind of understand how he switches between different scenarios and experiences to really get you to he's kind of apologizing for everything under the umbrella, which is insane. I like when he said, he was kind of bringing up this idea, right? So the real side of me, it's a broke me. So, okay, so you come from broke times, which was super dope. And the rich me owe him an apology, which is actually super crazy. Like, he's acknowledging that now that he's rich, he needs to apologize for the way that he may have looked at, like, the broke him, may have, like, acknowledged the broke him, which is something that was super interesting to me, just kind of like being, again, I guess, true with yourself, humble with yourself, and being able to just, like, appreciate the work that the broke you did before the rich you got you rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's actually really cool. Really, I hit the lottery. I did. And instead of being grateful, I just see people winning and let it bother me. I did. Kylie made $1 billion. I'm falling in life. No. Kylie made $1 billion. I'm failing in life. I gotta be. She younger than me, so I'm supposed to have more money logically. I've had thoughts like this where, like, you're older than somebody, you feel like you should be doing better or whatnot, but that's not actually true. It's based on, like, the work you do. Then I start thinking like that shit don't apply to me. Kylie Jenner came from millions. I come from poverty. Anybody born into money, they supposed to. You was going to be dead at 20. That's what they told you. So it's like, there is this idea that there's people who are born into money, they're supposed to be or whatnot because luck of the draw or something like that. But he's also addressing that, like, it's harder for him to maybe achieve this, or for people like him, because he was told they're not going to live past 20. Just their environment, the way that they grow up, the way that they kind of deal with things, it's fucked up. Like, it's so fucked up. And just listening to this and kind of looking at him and kind of seeing, like, I don't come from millions of money, but I know what it is to have money compared to being, like, super poor, right? And it's like, I feel like I'm just listening to somebody in my generation really just explaining to me what's happening, and it's just crazy. Like, this is a lot, and I really like how he's presenting this. I really like how he's just kind of going in and being just super honest. Now I understand. I'm me, so I ain't nothing like any other man. When they was busy buying fits and never wearing clothes twice, I was at Auntie's house telling Leo, give me everything you don't like. I was doing that as well. Like, I understand that when you don't have your own money and things are pretty tight, like, even though I come from family of money, doesn't mean that I always ate, yeah, but it's not like I always got what I always wanted. It's not like I always was able to, like, purchase certain clothes or be able to get that. I had to go to, like, you know, I wasn't getting designer, but I still had what I had, the necessities. So that was, like, pretty much it. I guess my conditions were different. My living conditions may have been a little different. Again, I can't really say that I've gone through anything that any of these people have gone through. That's a fact, 100% fact. But it's like, I'm also open-minded enough, and I also talk to a lot of people and try to understand a lot of sides of the world enough to be like, you know, shit, like, this is really fucked. This is really, like, insane. And I like how he's approaching this mentality. I like how he's able to kind of bring up this conversation and really, like, show people, like, look at how I think and look at what I kind of see here, which was crazy. I like how they say they make themselves feel real by hanging with bummy homies. Pull up to the trenches, take some pictures, let me clutch the blicky. That's why I be irate when I have to fuck with homies. I'ma tell you the truth, they letting homies get some money. All the other shit is through. I got bitches, I got my homies, I got a millions in the stew. So I like, again, how he's addressing the fakeness kind of in the culture, how people aren't really true to the streets, ain't really true to who they claim to be, which was really, really interesting, especially his track 2. I thought that was super, super dope. And the verse does follow through, and Ty Dolla $ign does a nice job of getting some of the ad-libs and some of the hypes up, so I did appreciate that. But overall, this whole song gets a 4.5 on 5. Like, it's so crazy, just the difference in energy, the difference in the way that Tee Grizzley comes in and kind of shows you, like, yo, I am self-aware of what I have changed into and kind of where my life is now, but also acknowledging, like, because change has happened, I kind of have to move these certain ways, but I still hold on to core values, which is why I apologize, which I thought was super dope. I thought that was super, super dope, super humble of him. I really appreciate these type of songs like that. It shows a lot of self-growth, a lot of, and again, I don't really know where he's growing from. I've never listened to any of his like solo projects before, but it does show that there is some self-growth, some maturity happening. It does show that he's like, yo, I may have like fucked up in the past or whatnot. So I did greatly appreciate that. Again, this song is a 4.5 on 5. The next song on the project is called Trenches. So at first, Trenches seemed to be what to me felt like just another track that kind of just was like reinforcing the idea of like, this is kind of where I come from, this is kind of what we do, and this is kind of how we move into areas. But actually, it's a really interesting track, just the way that you kind of see why he does all these things. So it starts off with Big Sean. I to be honest, I don't really know why like Big Sean and Tee Grizzley were together on this. I guess it's just because they're really both Detroit artists and they're really both representing the city, so that's super dope. But maybe there's like some affiliation, maybe they just linked up and they're just from the same area, so that's pretty cool as well. But I don't know anything about that. But I thought it was actually super dope. Again, just because they're both Detroit artists, I thought that was cool. So Big Sean comes in and his verse is pretty straightforward, but it's like it's the idea of, we'll just go through it. So homies praying on my downfall. These homies praying on my downfall. Straight up from the bleachers, but I'm a different creature. I bring shit to the table. I ain't fucking with no leechers. Dope dick. Oh shit. I gave my bitch seizures. Jesus. Knew something was weird when Step Bro had a kitchen full of beakers and he ain't no chem teacher. So we're kind of seeing like the kind of glow up that he had to go through, and not really what it is now. It's more like this is where we were at, and this is kind of what we've been through. Because knew something was weird when Step Bro had a kitchen full of beakers and he ain't no chem teacher. So clearly there was a kitchen with some dope in it or whatnot, trying to cook up some stuff. I looked up to that homie, then I looked up to the preacher. That's why a homie be preaching. That's interesting. It's like he's looking up to his older brother who was doing some, like, I guess, foul shit or whatnot. You want to look at it however you want to look at it. And then there was also, I guess, the preacher. Maybe he's, like, religious, or he's really, like, he had to go to Sunday school or whatnot. So that's super interesting. I can't fuck with these people who ain't passionate. I'm adamant. If it's my plan, it's elaborate. Dropped out of state, but a homie still done mastered it. If it's my shit, I'm smashing it. Your shit, I'm snatching it. Holy Jesus, Lazarus. It's just really dope the way that he's kind of spitting it. All braids, so don't be talking about no. All braids, so don't be talking about no practice, bitch. I done been around actors and activists. I can't get money alone or collaborative. I can't take pictures with a bad bitch and afterwards she a badder bitch. That's fact. I mean, it's kind of straightforward, but I like the way that he just defines, I guess, who he is and where he comes from, and kind of really showing you just like, this is what made me me, and that was super dope. Then there's no post-chorus, there's no hook, nothing. We just go into straight verse 2. Tee Grizzley, yeah, I went to Cody and Dixon both. $3 to my name, got a juice and a McChicken. Call in some Coney. It's gonna be done in 20 minutes. Don't get up there without no strap. Might have to bang it out with some homies. Wait, hold up. Went on Google when I looked up your lyrics. They ain't have no meaning in them. Poor activists on my bullets might have to lean a homie. Now, I like that because he's like saying, because activist is sipping lean, and then when he leans a homie, it's like he's gonna shoot him. I can't really say the word, but when you look it up, it's actually pretty cool and it rhymes. Yeah, she bad, but I can't wife her if she been seen with homies. I'd rather stay broke and go chase with some greedy homies like Mike dropped Like Mike dropped, I'm like, I wish I was Lil Bow Wow, which is interesting because I also had that same feeling when like Mike dropped, just because at the time Lil Bow Wow wasn't just like, he was also an artist to me as well. I was listening to his music, and he was also acting, so that was cool. Like Never Wish You was another homie, which is interesting, kind of like how his uncle was telling him, you have to be yourself, you have to stay true to yourself, and that mentality of just being yourself and not trying to be like anyone else. Don't wish to be anyone else, that creates envy. Asked him, Asked, am I happy with this money? Bitch, I'm happy to be living. I was making a sandwich, they started shooting through the kitchen. I got lower than a midget, bullets crashing through them dishes. Hey, I'm really from the trenches. So you're really seeing like, yo, even as a kid, he went through some really tough shit. And just bullets going through the trenches, and everybody kind of just having to live on their toes and really been on this ride. It's insane. Now, I really do like just the storytelling aspect of what we're getting. And the verse is pretty long. I mean, it goes through. I like when he goes, my chain got more fucking colors than a Coogie fit. Stay talking about me, tell him, tell you. Stay talking about me, tell you how I feel. I thank God he been working harder than the devil. I'm black rich felon with some hit records. Joy Road, what I've been yelling. Homie's been telling, care about a lot, don't give a fuck about what it costs. Now, I like what he's saying here, that he cares more about what the cost is of things, and just, again, I think it's like the principle of things and the aspect of things, which was interesting. And I like how I'm a black rich felon with some hit records. I like how he's addressing just kind of like, I don't think he chooses to be that. I think that's just kind of what he's placed as, because his atmosphere, his upbringing, his past, his environment that he had to deal with. It's like, it's not really his fault, but he is making the best out of what he can do, which I thought was super, super dope. The rest of the verse is pretty hard, and he follows suit very, very nicely. I like that the way that both Big Sean and Tee Grizzley meshed together on this project. I thought this was super, super dope. Yeah. Overall, I did give this song a 4.2. It was more direct than it was the last track. The last track had a lot of like you had to really sit with it and digest it over and over again. This was really just like hyped up, but the message itself. Now, I like how he wraps up the end. That's what I want to say. On my mama, I was really in the trenches. They ain't men, homies, bitches. On my mama, I was really in the trenches. Ain't they men, homies, bitches. You hear me? Now, I like how he's saying, he's doing it for family. He's not in the trenches for himself. He's really out here doing it because he's trying to feed his family, take care of his mother, really that core value of family, which I thought was really, really great. Anyway, the next track is called Rap A Lot. So Rap A Lot is kind of cool. I'll be honest, it's not like my favorite track so far. The beat's interesting. It's got this like nice little boppy feel. It's kind of happier a little bit. The idea of this song, I feel, is like he's really just proving how much he likes to rap, and he's kind of paying homage to a lot of icons. It's pretty much the basis of the song. That's what I got. But it's really cool, and it just really shows the diversity in what he can do as an artist, and how Tee Grizzley really can perform a lot of tracks. There is a little bit of autotune on the vocals, kind of helping him sing a little bit, but that was the cool part, is that it's like, it shows like you don't just want to be this, like, you're not just this gangster rapper, like you really are an artist. You're really just out here making music, and you're trying to like show a lot of different sides of you, which was interesting, and I really did like that. So the intro starts off, I like to trap a lot, I remember the days when I didn't have nothing, now they think I'm signed to Birdman, I get cash money, ain't signed to Master P, but I ain't no limit to this shit, bulletproof and tinted in this bitch, crib got 11 rooms, and tenants in this bitch, we back and forth with racks, ain't no playing in this bitch. So it's like, okay, so I understand you're still talking about like, moving racks, moving money. I like how he dropped the Birdman line and the Master P line, again paying homage to like legendary rappers that maybe he grew up with listening to, and kind of people that he knows. So that was interesting. The chorus goes on, I ain't signed to J Prince, but I like to rap a lot. On that GZ and that Gucci shit, I like to trap a lot. I remember the days when I didn't have nothing, now they think I'm signed to Birdman, I got cash money. And he flows through and he flows through. Now, what's interesting is, like, you have T.I., like, he name drops T.I., he name drops Master P, Birdman, Gucci, Jeezy, and it's like, these people really, I guess for him, played a big part in his life, which is super interesting, and I like how he's paying homage to them, just, like, really respecting them for who they are in the game. Verse 1, I ain't had a lot, but bitch, I had a Glock. I was in the field with the Jake boys like Travis Scott. I like how he's paying homage to Travis Scott and Jake boys. I looked it up. I didn't know Don Toliver was actually part of, like, Travis Scott's little group of boys called the Jack Boys or Jake Boys. That was actually really cool. Oh, no, it's Jack Boys, because it's interesting, because Jack Boys, when you jack people, like when you rob them. So it's interesting how he's using that double entendre line. In school, I could find a dice game, but I couldn't find a pencil. Chasing homies down, tell Nipsey the marathon continues. Rollie from my watch, this shit a trophy on my block. Homies think we signed a Jay-Z, gang throwing up, they rocks, Rock Nation. Again, another Jay-Z line, tell Nipsey the marathon continues. It's just super cool how he's, like, really paying respect to a lot of these rappers and a lot of these people who played a big role in the game, and it's just super, super dope, and I like how he's doing that. That's really what I got from this song. Again, I don't have much to actually say about it. The chorus comes in, it's still solid. Ain't signed to J Prince, but I like to rap a lot. On that Jeezy and Gucci shit, I like to trap a lot. I remember the days when I didn't have nothing. Now they think that I'm signed to Birdman, I get cash money. It's pretty straightforward, but it's like, listening to this isn't like one of my singles that I'll go to, but listening to this part of the project overall is actually really, really dope, because it does fit nicely with how the album is going forward. And we're also getting that, like, sing-songy part now again, where I'm really more focused on the diversity of how he presents this. What he's saying is pretty legit. Like, I completely understand what he's getting at, and he's just proving that he likes to rap a lot and that he's put a lot of effort in this, and it really just shows. They think I signed to P because I control the streets, come sign the Grizzly gang, got a pole and some cheese. Should have signed to the zoo, the homies know that I'm a beast. 2005, we would have signed to BMF for a big niche. Cause all of them foreign trucks, they came out, I had them at a young age. More stripes than Adidas, homie think they said they signed to Kanye. So it's like, again, it's just a lot of these figures who have changed the game, and he's really just kind of showing you, like, yo, this is kind of what people have been pinning me against. These are the people that I listen to and that I try to aspire to be like. So that was something super cool. I did give this a 4 on 5. Pretty solid. I mean, I don't really have much to say other than that, but it's still a great track. The next song is called The Funeral. So I'll be completely honest, I again don't have much to say about this song. It's pretty straightforward, except it's okay. So for me, it's really just a hype track. This whole song comes with a wave of energy, a wave of just hypeness, and it's so just upbeat and, like, not giving a fuck. The whole track is basically just Tee Grizzley explaining how he wants some fire ass head, which I could understand that, and I could relate. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with nothing, and, like, you just want to enjoy yourself and just have fun. So I get that, but overall, like, in terms of real messaging or rawness that I got from this song, wasn't really much, but it's still super, super dope. The chorus, she asked for a purse, I'm like, you ain't go to the funeral. She said, what you mean? I'm like, that shit dead. She's saying she pulling up, I'm like, bring the extinguisher. She like, why? Because I need some fire ass head. And then the beat starts up and goes. Now, I don't really understand. What I think he's saying is there's no more, like, chivalry. Like, she asked for her purse, I'm like, you ain't go to the funeral. Like, yo, that shit dead. Like, you don't ask me for your purse and stuff. Like, you get it yourself or whatever. I think that's what he's kind of saying. And, like, he doesn't really care about chivalry. He just wants head. I think that's what he's saying as well. But let's just move on to the verse. I don't like no bougie bitches. We ain't got nothing in common. Like my hoes ratchet, she'll twerk in front of her mama, and her mama and her auntie gon' twerk with her. Her best friend gon' get drunk as fucking flirt with her. I got some new numbers. I need rubbers. It's gonna be a busy week. Copy and pasting messages to my freaks. I miss you. Let's link. Say she want Ruth Chris. Bitch, McDonald's up the street. So it's like you really tell he's in a vibe. He's in a certain mode in his life where he just wants to be himself and not really deal with anybody and really just kind of fuck around and have fun. And he's not really trying to spend any money, or he's just trying to live life. Now, this could also be maybe because he grew up poor, or he grew up, you know, not having a lot of money growing up. So he does kind of carry this mentality of like, yo, this is the type of shit that I just kind of do. And I like that. I like how he's just being really, really real about it. But like, ain't that all that money? Should I do that for the gram? Ho, I'm cheap. I like how he's kind of acting a little bit like, I don't know if this is satirical about any other rappers, but it does kind of show off this idea of like, yo, we post money on the gram and stuff, but how do you think we stay rich? By being cheap and really trying to just conserve all the money we have to post on the gram. I think that's what he's trying to say, I guess, when I'm trying to pick it apart, but I don't really fully understand this song 100%. When she asked for the purse, I'm like, you ain't go to the funeral. She said, what that mean? I'm like, that shit dead. The chorus is actually really funny and really interesting to listen to, so that does get points for the song itself. Verse 2, when I hit, I'm out of your way. Catch me a nut and I gotta skate. One in the head, don't cock it, okay? I'm from the city, we cocky, okay? Shaq with the number, cause I had to block it, okay? Shaq with the numbers, cause I had to block it, okay? You know it was my bitch if you got blocked from my page. She asked, was it real? I said, yeah, real fake. You knew what it was when I ain't take you on a real date. So it kind of shows like he's not really trying to fuck with women either. He's just really trying to do himself. He's just trying to do his own thing. But yeah, I don't really know, like, besides really being a hype track, like a really, 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 my apologies, guys, indigestion. But besides being a really, really hype track, it's like, I don't know. I didn't find much to really take away from this song, but like it's still super dope. And I guess just the mentality of it gets you in this like I don't give a fuck mood, and it kind of makes you happy. Like you just want this, and it gets you out of that vibe. And I like that about this. I like this how it just kind of gives you this sense of like being free and kind of just doing what you want. So that was super dope. There is a third verse. I mean, you know I ain't left-handed because I hit these bitches right away. She's so cold that I hit her by the fireplace. Still waiting on the dealership to send me my license plate. Came condom. I can't let them fry me like some rice and steak. I mean, I don't know. I can't fuck her raw because she gonna text like we gotta talk. So like I understand, you know, being protected, being safe. But the song itself is pretty just aight. Like, it's not, like, the greatest thing. But it's still dope, besides, like, being super, super hype. And, like, I would go to this just because it's such a pumped-up song and it gets you energized in the morning. And, like, even in the morning, like, you wake up to this and you're like, yeah, I just want some sloppy-ass head. And just fucking getting in and getting rolled up. It's a great track. It does give that great vibe. I did give this song a 4.2 on 5. I thought it was super dope. Just content-wise, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. The next track is Lions and Eagles featuring Meek Mill. So after the high energy, hyperactive track, we come back to that like gangster feel track that I think is being presented here in Lions and Eagles, which is actually really, really dope. Like it kind of shows, it's kind of like two sides. You got like, I think Meek Mill would be the Lions and Tee Grizzley would be Tee Grizzley would be the Eagles. I don't really know like what the references would be, but it's just dope how like again we're getting this like this is kind of like the life we live, and this is where we come from. So Meek Mill comes in on verse 1. I just maxed out with this little bitch up in Barney's with the bag out. I walked in and lit up the party. I just smashed out with this little bitch in a Rari, and I just cashed out on Playboy rocking Cardis. Yeah, shout out to Playboy Cardi. Kind of flows through and kind of seems very braggadocious. My little bitch from the D told me rock my buffs. We still ducking from the D's, trying to rock it up. Homie's pussy, throwing flags, trying to chop it up. Handsome homie in the streets, we get to popping up. Caught him coming out the club, so we shot shit up. Bitch was hanging with the ops, so we shot at her. Show no mercy on them pussies, they ain't live enough. So far you're still getting that mentality like, yo, if you really crossing lines, we have to fucking end it. We have to make sure that shit gets rectified. And that was super dope. Like, Meek Mill does a really great job at being such a boss. Like, the way that he even presents this verse is so nonchalant and so just, like, he doesn't even have, like, he's not even yelling usually. Like, he's got that high energy yelling feel to him, but he's not even doing that. Like, he's just so kind of relaxed out, a little bit like, yo, this is just kind of how shit is. And that directness that Meek Mill is bringing on this song is really, really, like, intimidating. And I think that's part of the point. Like, it's so intimidating that you're just like, yo, you don't want to fuck with Meek Mill. And I think that's the point of it, is that he moves like a lion. He moves like the king of the jungle, which is super dope. Then we get into the chorus: more money, more bitches, more millions, more riches, bending corners on four-wheelers, made some more money, so I bought some more killers. Yeah, dope. So the chorus, I mean, I don't really know what the chorus is standing for. I think it's the idea of, like, now that we've got more money, we can afford more people to protect us. We can afford more people to be in our circle. But, like, I don't know. I guess that's a little contradicting to what I've heard from Tee Grizzley, where he's like, I only trust people that are loyal to me. But if people are only working for money, like, wouldn't they cross over if somebody has a bigger bag or something? I don't know. I'm talking shit. I wouldn't really know. But it's interesting just what they're bragging about. And I guess it's just like, yo, we make money. We are dedicated to making this money. Tee Grizzley comes in on verse 2. Only boss talking, homie, shut the fuck up. Hate my off so much, I should go get them dug up. Don't fuck on broke bitches no more, baby. I'm stuck up to that chopper on my brother. I don't trust nothing. Wait, homies killed my auntie. Let me live, boy. You foolish. When you die and get me and go meet her, she gonna tell you stupid. So the auntie, his auntie, is what I assume would also be his manager, and that would be that drive-by shooting that happened. And rest in peace and condolences to his aunt for sure. But, like, really, this whole verse right now is so dope, because it's like the realness of the verse, and the realness of, like, yo, you fucked around with the wrong person, I'm coming for you. Like, even if this gets me time, like, you took my aunt away from me. And that level of just, like, energy that he's spewing through the voice and through the lyrics, you can really feel it resonating inside of you. It's, like, insane. It's absolutely insane. We gonna do the math, subtract everybody. We gonna do it like math, subtract no. If these pussies got a problem, you know I got a solution. We gonna do it like math, subtract everybody included. I'm like, fuck bitches I like fucking bitches soon as we meet. Only street homie from the D made more money than me was Meech. First one got touched on 100 without going to jail is me. Only homie on the song hardest. First out is Meek, boy you sweet. Like, I like how he's paying respect to Meek Mill. That's also dope. But, like, there's the real core for me on this song is the fact that he brought up how he's dealing with, like, his aunt being taken away from him. That was super, super interesting. Verse 3, then we get the chorus, and he comes back for verse 3 just to end it. Like, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. Hardest chain in the game. This shit all in Guinness. How you gonna get ahead? You keep running from homies. I get I'm slick like I had a cold and coughed on homies. Like, he just comes in and embodies it, and just that energy, that hunger that he shows here, displays, is so crazy. This song was absolutely super dope. I also gave this a 4.2 on 5. Overall, the whole song is really, really cool. I like the way that Meek Mill took this less energetic feel and more direct, blunt feel to be like, yo, understand what we are saying, understand that this is what we are doing. Like, these are some mentalities that people have in the places that we're from. It was absolutely great. Tee Grizzley did an amazing job as well. It's the project so far is outstanding. I really, really do like this. It's great. 4.2 on 5. The next track is called No Witnesses. So No Witness is an interesting song. At first, of course, I thought it was going to be another track where they're not leaving any witnesses given the crimes that they do, which technically, yeah, he's basically talking about that, but it's also an idea of, like, generally nobody witnessing what you do, kind of like move in silence, not just with, like, I guess dope dealing or gun violence or anything like that, but just even with projects, music, and nobody needs to know your business. So it's pretty interesting. So the chorus comes in as, well, there's an intro, it's just and then the chorus comes in, I ain't got no problems with no homies I don't know. Makes sense, right? Straight off the bat, it's just like, yo, if I don't know you, I don't have an issue with you, I don't have anything to know about to have an issue with. And I don't know no one of you homies. Ain't gotta keep in touch with no homies I don't owe. Fair enough. And I don't owe none of you homies. fair enough. I like how he's like addressing certain things, I guess, how people are kind of points that people are bringing up to him or whatnot, and he's just like, yo, just be clear, like, I don't owe you guys nothing. I don't need to do any of this. I've done this all on my own, still solidifying that hard work and dedication that he did by himself, which is really, really cool. Can't nobody tell me if they don't know can't nobody tell on me if they don't know my business, and they don't know how, and they who the fuck know I did that. And they don't know my fucking business. I would have been an L if the feds had a witness, but ain't no motherfucking witness. Now, again, see, on that line, I kind of feel like, yo, it would have been an L if the feds had a witness, but no witness. So you could interpret it like, yo, he killed the witness or whatever it is, or there's that interpretation or that illusion. But it could also just be like, yo, if nobody knows your business, nobody's a witness to what you're doing. Nobody could ask questions. Nobody could be around. Nobody could say anything, which is still like this boss move mentality, which is so dope. Playing with, verse 1, playing with me, boy, you know how close you is to dying. Talking about how I'm winning, boy, you know how close I am to God. Amen. If I went out of my way just to prove I was certified, then some bullshit happened to me. You know how hard that hurt the guys. Chopper cut the skin off your head, get him circumcised. I'm hopping into Benz off the meds. I'm on Perky flying. So, like, you can see he's kind of, like, now acting out and really just being like, yo, this is kind of how we move when shit starts to hit the fan. Free my mama, yeah, she saw some birds in the turkey drive. This shit was happening to you boys. I got it hit. I got it out the dirt with mine. Yeah, homie, out the mud, clutching, walking out the club. Nike slides t-shirt on, still can't pull out a dub. So I like how he's addressing and he's kind of showing you still, like, the storytelling and the descriptive nature of how he just presents a lot of these bars is so cool. I like how he paints these pictures, and he just, like, you can really just see him coming out of these clubs and kind of just slumped over and really just kind of dealing with life. Spilled some food on my shirt, ain't worried with no stain on it. Still see you in the club, take your bitch and rain on it. Like, it's just, he's just so not giving a fuck that he still do what he needs to do. I ain't got no problems with no homies I don't know. And just that idea is just like, I kind of look at it like social media a little bit, how everybody's got an issue with people they don't know and they're always just complaining about something or they're always saying something. And Tee Grizzley's just here like, yo, I got more important shit to mind that business. It's kind of how I take it, which I thought was super, super dope. Like, he's just really spitting facts. Like, yo, I ain't got to deal with shit. And if shit does have to happen, well, Chopper cut the skin off your head, get him circumcised. Like, he's just going to have to deal with it the way he knows, because people cannot know his business, and he likes to be secluded and personal like that. So it's super dope. Homies ask me why I ain't been calling homie for what. Bro be looking like he down. Believe me, he up. Pull up on your man, drop him, then tense him, get up. I don't like them homies. They like, what's the reason? Ain't one. I just don't like homies. They ain't my homies. That's how I'm feeling. Homies greedy, homies rats, homies snakes, homies bitches. I ain't even rushing to it. It just be coming to us. We different. And I like how he's addressing, like, yo, people lie, people cheat, people do all these things. This is why I don't trust anybody. And I like that. I like how he's just being super real. Like, everybody just fucks around and nobody's really there. And he's like, yo, I like when he goes, and then it's a blessing that you rich. It's a blessing that we live in. And then I say you a blessing because I don't believe in love before I was up. I prayed for it, envisioned it. Yeah, I seen me it. You can eat with us. But dog, just don't think you sweet with us, cause I'm like a pimple, I'll squeeze and bust. Essentially saying, like, yo, if you're eating with them and stuff, don't think that changes anything about the relationship. Just know that if you cross lines, he will turn around and have to end it. Which I thought was super cool, and I thought, like, I did get this essence, like, he's really just laying it down, like, yo, there's no witnesses. If you have no witnesses, whether it's in criminal, dope dealing, or whatever, even in your personal business, you don't have any real issues. You just kind of deal with it all yourself, which is super, super dope. I really like the beat. I like the way he flows on it. I like that consistent energy. 4.3 on 5. The next track, and the final track for part 1, is Picture of My City. So Picture of My City is actually really, really super cool. Like, so Tee Grizzley, in a way, still follows the same type of narrative and kind of expresses, like, a little bit about, you know, similar stuff of what he's been doing or whatnot, but he does it in a nice storytelling way that gives you this idea of, like, a real picture of the city. I'm gonna talk some little silly shit in the beginning, just how I feel type of shit. So it's like, verse 1, right? Been waiting to get this off my mind for a long ass time. What's that? Wendy's chicken sandwich fucking over Popeyes. Lots of extras in my clip like fries at Five Guys. Neck on Dairy Queen, my right wrist on Haagen-Dazs. Now, neck on Dairy Queen, my wrist on Haagen-Dazs. It's just ice. It's just drip ice cream. You know, like rich ice cream, Dairy Queen, a known product. Like I understand that part. What I thought was interesting was Wendy's chicken sandwich fucking over Popeyes. I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, right, like Popeyes main, like the Popeyes person is a black woman, right? Like Louisiana black woman, right? So the way I kind of look at it is like, yeah, so the Popeyes woman is a black woman, and when he says the Wendy's chicken sandwich is taking over Popeyes, well, Wendy's is white. Like, so for me, I kind of took that as like a racial thing in a really creative way, where I was just like, yo, he's like talking about the system and how like shit's being gentrified, and that was super fucking cool. My girl colder than the shit they be selling at the my girl colder than the shit they be selling at Cold Stone. Every time she let me hit, I make her soul go. Brody selling gas like the Chevron Sunoco. The BP, I'm from the West, but I'm good deep East. The semi-transformed to a fully Decepticon. I like these bars. I like what he's saying. He's really just being like, yo, this is what my hood kind of looks like, and I'm saying some silly shit, but if you really listen to what he's saying and how things transform, it's not just a pun on the semi-transformed to a fully Decepticon. He's like, yo, the semi's a gun. He's talking about a gun will transform into a fully automatic real quickly. He's decepting you. He's being deceiving. Reach for my gold, can I kill everybody? I'm a leprechaun. It makes sense. If you reach for his money and stuff, he'll kill everybody. Leprechauns protect their golden pot of gold. So their pot of gold. So like, what he's really saying is actually pretty creative and pretty dope. I really like how he spoke about the Wendy's and the Popeyes chicken sandwich. That was super something that stuck out to me. Telling shit the police ain't asked. I got some extra time. Free the real homies, fuck them homies who testified. Tell shit the police ain't asked. Got some extra time. He's kind of just addressing like, yo, people who snitched and like who've made up some lies are not actually being, you know, apprehended the way they should be or whatnot, is kind of what I understand. They want a picture of my city, let me paint it. It's so hard to make it out, but we gonna make it. We want the best shit. We can't do nothing basic. It's Detroit, homie. Everywhere I go, that shit's amazing. Absolutely. Verse 2. Let's talk about the people and the shit they be saying. Some people love me so much, you think we related. Some people hate me so much, you think we wasn't related. So he's kind of addressing like how family may not even trust him, and he's having issues with family, but there's some people out there like fans who really can relate with him, and he's like, yo, bro, like we almost family here. So really showing you like family isn't just blood deep. Like some chicken, homie salty because they bitches they in love with. We ate it. We ate it. Like some chicken, but they didn't put no hot sauce on it. Okay. And I dropped them hoes off after they hopped off it. I probably dropped a couple dollars on them. I'd be talking so much shit, I probably dropped some knowledge on them. Like somebody praying for me. Gotta be sweet, grandma. Old soul, I could fuck a homie's mean grandma. I mean, he's just proving how good he is, I guess, and he's just kind of, I guess, trying to show this mentality of certain people, I guess, who come from Detroit, and this is kind of just how they act. You ain't never been through shit, you trying to find some clout. I'll drop your bro and give you something to rap about. Before a studio, we had to trap it out at the club in the slums with the ratchet out. More some of that like real detailed picture, super dope. Then we get the chorus. Then we get verse 3 again. Homies get the chills when young dogs speak. He a big dog now, you know young dog eat. He got some money now, they thinking the young dog sweet. And he just kind of flows through, really just proving like, yo, this is really my city and kind of where I come from, and this is what I've made it out to be. And I thought that was super, super, super dope. I ended up giving this song a 4.2 on 5. This really follows suit so far, and the first half of this project is actually really interesting. As a first listen on Tee Grizzley, I'm like, yo, this is so cool. He just raps nonchalantly, gives you that energy, gives you that flow in terms of just like, yo, listen to what I have to say. And the beat selections are all great. He's got that grimy attitude, he's got that lovey attitude, he's got all these certain types of sides to him. He's such an artist. It's amazing. And that's pretty much it so far for part one. I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's been a minute now, so I'm gonna wrap it up here, and part two will be getting done very shortly. Hopefully, I got some other things to take care of, but I will take this time to say thank you so much to the Patreons: Linda Williams, Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, DJ Black Hurricane, Scribble, and Carl J. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for us. Greatly appreciate it. Follow us on Patreon. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, different other things. Be part of that community. Guys, please hit me up in the comments. Let me know what I butchered or anything that I didn't understand. I really just want to grow and try to understand a lot of this with you. I'll also, again, like I said, we'll do a final grading on part two, so please check that out. Hopefully by this gets up, when that part two will be probably in the link down below by the time I get that out. If not, it'll be on the Behind That Suit page. But with that, I gotta go. It's really hot in here. I gotta go take a little bit of break, get to editing, and send this out. Have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. And actually, before I go, how is everybody doing with the whole reopening? Is everybody reopening? Where are you from? How is that happening? Let me know. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.